the polls.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the April 10th, 2023 regular meeting of the Gladstone City Council and call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, all the members of the City Council are present except for Mayor Pro Tem Moore, who's under the weather. We have a quorum. If everyone would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The next item is the approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting. We've got a little bit of business to conduct, and then we'll be certifying our recent election results, conducting oaths of office, and electing our next mayor and mayor pro tem. Anyone have any changes for tonight's agenda? Hearing none, the agenda is approved. Item number 5 is approval of the minutes from the March 27th, 2023 closed City Council meeting.
Mayor Garnos.
Councilmember Spallo.
I move to approve the March 27th, 2023 closed City Council meeting minutes.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor of approving the March 27th, 2023 closed City Council meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
I'll abstain.
Thank you. The minutes are hereby approved. Item number 6 is the approval of the minutes from the March 27th, 2023 regular City Council meeting.
Mayor Garnos.
Councilmember Spallo.
I move to approve the March 27th, 2023 regular City Council meeting minutes.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the March 27th, 2023 regular City Council meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'll abstain.
Those opposed, and one abstention from Councilman Malams. Thank you. The minutes are hereby approved. Item 7 is introduction of past mayors and city council members. See, we have one, Mr. Moore, and our citizens. Thank you. We will move then into the mayor's state of the city address. God save us. Oops. So I just wanted to highlight some of the successes from this past year and mention some of the exciting things we have coming up. As you know, each year we rotate the mayor's position on the City Council, and for the past year I've had the privilege of serving as the mayor for the 3rd time on the worst paid City Council in the metro area. In 2019, following our citizen-based strategic planning initiative called Shaping Our Future, we put a half-cent sales tax on the ballot to fund the building of a new police headquarters and some other facility improvements, and the residents of Gladstone agreed with an 80% voter approval. Last summer we had the groundbreaking for our new police headquarters, a $14 million facility, 20,000 square foot addition onto our city hall, with completion expected around November of this year. The project allows us to make a couple of other major improvements. The facility will now host communications officers from the Clay County Sheriff's Office and the City of Liberty. This co-located dispatch operation will coordinate services and share costs for the 3 largest law enforcement agencies in Clay County in a state-of-the-art dispatch center. This has been a dynamic and positive multi-jurisdictional project that other government agencies have been calling us about, seeking advice on how they can do something similar with their neighbors to save money, be more efficient, and improve dispatch communications. We're also able to make some much-needed improvements to the front of City Hall, both for aesthetics and for ADA accessibility. We will be keeping the concrete louvers on the front of the building. As you may know, they were originally designed in the 1970s to help protect our City Hall in case the Russians dropped an atomic bomb on downtown Kansas City. So we have maintained our atomic blast protection, but we'll be adding colored and programmable LED lights as an additional design feature. One of the other major projects coming out of Shaping Our Future was the expansion and renovation of Fire Station Number 2. Last August, we completed a $10,000 addition at a cost of about $4.5 million. This project added sleeping space to improve the sleeping quarters, bathrooms and showers, provide a break room for our firefighters and paramedics, and added a multi-purpose community room and training room to the front of the building. When this fire station was originally built, we really didn't have much for female firefighters or paramedics, and this has changed. The facility needed updating, and we did so while maintaining operations throughout the construction period. We have great trail systems in Gladstone, and they're very popular. Last year, we completed a section of trail that connected to other trails to create one large continuous trail system. This year, we completed the trail around Happy Rock East. We did that project kind of in thirds and finally got the last third done so that it now loops all the way around the park, around the softball complex, and next to Shoal Creek. I'd also like to add that it's strictly a coincidence that that's where I like to ride my bike and that has nothing to do with how this project got completed. One of our biggest success stories over the past couple of years has been the establishment of the North Kansas City School District's Early Education Center. This project has been a huge success for our city. The location had an aging shopping center that Hobby Lobby and Price Chopper had vacated. The city worked with the school district's leadership to turn this property into a thriving part of our community again. The school district came in, acquired the entire center, and made a $25 million investment into the property. It is a huge, beautiful, new, state-of-the-art facility that will serve more than 1,000 children when it reaches capacity. This project saved the school district a significant amount of time and money, and it saved Gladstone from being stuck with a couple of big empty box stores. And we are temporarily using part of the facility to house our police department while the new police headquarters is under construction. So this has been yet another terrific partnership between the school district and the city of Gladstone. We also have a new upscale mixed-use development currently under construction. Project will add 225 luxury apartments and over 10,000 square feet of retail and office space. Project represents a private investment of approximately $35 million, and it's located on North Oak next to Hobby Hill Park. First phase of this project should be finished and open for leasing this fall. And because of the success we've had in our downtown area with Summit Grill, Stone Canyon Pizza, iWorks, and the new Fairfield by Marriott, we had to reconfigure the parking in that space to provide more parking spots. Other improvements were made to improve walkability and to continue to provide a downtown or city center feel to that area. Finally, I would be remiss if I did not mention the retirement of our city manager, Scott Wingerson. I think everyone knows that none of the improvements I've mentioned here today would have occurred without Scott's involvement. The first time I was mayor, about 7 years ago, our city manager at that time, Kirk Davis, called it quits after more than 3 decades of public service. At that time, those of us at Starfleet Command were not concerned about the retirement of our Captain Kirk because we knew he had a first officer who was ready to take over, who could manage the city using a combination of logic and human emotions, and who could help us to boldly go where no city has gone before. In a few weeks, Scott leaves city government in the capable hands of our assistant city manager, Bob Baer, who will now take the helm and continue to guide us on our journey. I believe that it's a complete coincidence that I have once again driven off yet another city manager after decades of public service. Scott's contributions to this city are clearly too numerous to mention, but I did want to highlight a couple of things that are going to have an impact on this community for many years to come. Scott had the original vision for Linden Square and all that it could be, a place where we could gather and be entertained and feel like we're all part of a community. Scott also helped to usher in a new appreciation for the cultural arts in Gladstone. The arts are an important part of a thriving community, and thanks to Scott, the arts have been an intrinsic part of Gladstone's development. Today, Gladstone is a welcoming and inclusive community, thanks in part to Scott's commitment to ensuring that Gladstone feels like home for everyone. One of the hallmarks of a strong city government is that it is bigger than any one person and that it can survive and thrive on its own. And though we hate to lose Scott, we know that he's leaving us with a city with a strong foundation for future growth and prosperity. Scott and Bob have nurtured a strong leadership team for Gladstone with great department heads and outstanding support for our city employees, and I'm confident that our community is going in the right direction. So Gladstone's going to have a new city manager. We have a terrific new police chief. We're in the process of selecting a new fire chief. And in a few minutes, we will thankfully be electing a new mayor. We got a lot going on in Gladstone these days. Things are looking good. So when I'm asked about the state of our city, I just tell people, Gladstone rocks.
Go.
Thank you. We will move on to regular agenda items. The first is approval of a special event permit for Girl Scout Thinking Day at Oak Grove Park for Saturday, April 15th, 2023 from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m.
Mayor Garnis.
Councilman Mallon.
I move to approve the Girl Scout Thinking Day special event permit.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the special event permit. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the special event permit signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Special event permit is hereby approved. Item 10 is a special event permit for the Big Shoal Heritage Area Farm for April 10, 2023 through November 14, 2023 at Atkins Johnson Farm.
Mayor Garnis.
Councilman Mallon.
I move to approve the Big Shoal Heritage Area Farm special event permit.
Second. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the special event permit. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the special event permit signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Special event permit is hereby approved. We will move on with the first reading of Bill number 23-16, an ordinance declaring the results of the Gladstone General Municipal Election held on Tuesday, April 4th, 2023, as certified by the Clay County Board of Election Commissioners, declaring that candidates Les Smith and Tina Spallo have been elected to 3-year terms on the Gladstone City Council, and declaring that the imposition of a sales tax on non-medical adult-use marijuana at a rate of 3% has been approved by the voters of the city of Gladstone, Missouri.
Mayor Garnis.
Councilman Mallon.
I move to place bill number 23-16 on its first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to place bill number 23-16 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of placing bill number 23-16 on its first reading, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading bill number 23-16, an ordinance declaring the results of the Gladstone General Municipal Election held on Tuesday, April 4th, 2023, as certified by the Clay County Board of Election Commissioners, declaring that candidates Les Smith and Tina Spallo have been elected to 3-year terms on the Gladstone City Council, and declaring that the imposition of a sales tax on non-medical adult-use marijuana at a rate of 3% has been approved by the voters of the city of Gladstone, Missouri.
Mayor Garnis.
Councilman Mallon.
I move to accept the first reading of bill number 23-16, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of bill number 23-16, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of placing bill number 23-16 on its second and final reading, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading bill number 23-16, an ordinance declaring the results of the Gladstone General Municipal Election held on Tuesday, April 4th, 2023, as certified by the Clay County Board of Election Commissioners, declaring that candidates Les Smith and Tina Spallo have been elected to 3-year terms on the Gladstone City Council, and declaring that the imposition of a sales tax on non-medical adult-use marijuana at a rate of 3% has been approved by the voters of the city of Gladstone, Missouri.
Mayor Garnis.
Councilman
I
Mallon.
move to accept the second and final reading of bill number 23-16 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.635.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 23-16 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.635. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Spallo?
Aye.
Councilman Mallum?
Aye.
Mayor Garnis?
Aye. Bill number 23-16 stands enacted as ordinance number 4.635. We'll now have Les and Tina come forward and be administered the oath of office by our city clerk. Congratulations.
Thank you. Alrighty.
We'll now proceed with item 11, the election of our next mayor. Are there any nominations?
Mayor Garnis,
Councilman Mallums.
it is my honor to nominate an individual who has dedicated so many valuable hours to the City of Gladstone businesses and the residents. She continues to set the standard for us members on the City Council. I nominate Jean Moore to be our mayor.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor of electing Jean Moore as mayor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And that's what happens when you miss a meeting. Jean Moore is hereby elected to serve as the mayor of Gladstone henceforth. Since Jean could not be here this evening, her oath of office will be administered by the city clerk at Jean's convenience. We'll move on to item 14, election of the mayor pro tem. With the council's permission, I'll retain the gavel briefly as we proceed with the election of the mayor pro tem.
Mayor Garnis.
Councilman Smith.
I don't have all of those eloquent words to speak about this lady, and you've probably read everything you need to know about her. One of the finest persons in the entire city of Gladstone. I'd like to nominate Tina Spallo for mayor pro tem.
Thank you. And I will second. Are there any more nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor of electing Tina Spallo to serve as mayor pro tem signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Tina Spallo is hereby elected to serve as mayor pro tem. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I will now turn over the gavel to our mayor pro tem for the remainder of our meeting.
Thank you, Councilman Garnos. Thank you for your year's service as the mayor. Great job, and I'm sure that Jean will be happy to take her oath here in a couple of weeks. We're sorry that she's not here with us tonight. I would like to continue with the agenda, communications from the audience. Members of the public are invited to speak about any topic not listed on the agenda. While speaking, please state your name and address for the record and limit comments to 5 minutes. Jim?
Mayor Pro Tem, City Council members. My name is Jim Oldebecken. I live on 76 Terrace. I have a few words about the recent election and also about our opportunities ahead. I'm amazed. I am grateful to have had such a smooth-running, orderly, non-controversial election in our city, and that says a lot, especially when that's not true in so many other parts of the country that we read about every single day. That is significant. I am grateful that there was something else noteworthy, which had to do with a very slight, razor-thin increase in voter turnout in this city, in this election. And I'm grateful for that. If we just keep improving it every single year, we'll be definitely going in the right direction, not going backwards. The opportunity I speak about has to do with the 250th anniversary celebration of the Declaration of Independence. When I first was in a discussion with folks at City Hall regarding that, it was 2019. My timing wasn't the best. That was in the middle of COVID, and there were other really substantial focuses of this city doing amazing things that we heard about in the state of the city from Mayor Garnos. There was a massive lawsuit. I hope it's settled, a nefarious lawsuit, but that's distracting. And there was a comprehensive plan that was developed that does some amazing things and tells a story at the same time about this city and provides light on the path forward. It is definitely something everyone should read in this city. We have a new police headquarters, all these accomplishments. But 2019 was 4 years ago. That was 7 years before the 250th celebration, which is in July 4th, 2026. 4 years have passed. There are now 3 years and 2 months left. And I believe this is a good time for us to take a serious look at that. And perhaps, and my hope is, dive in. This is an opportunity. It reminds me of the opportunity that we have. Well, you know what? It's what I think. I'll just kind of cut to the chase on one thing. I believe Gladstone does remarkable things, but how we do them is what is the best part. Civilly, oftentimes selflessly, collaboratively, bravely, using technical resources and expertise of those that serve, and especially you, our leaders. But this is an opportunity we will not have again for quite a while. A momentous quarter-millennial time frame of the longest standing constitution in any nation in this country. I honor you because of your commitment, and in particular, taking an oath of office to do something. I believe it's something we all need to do. And I encourage folks that if this sparks an interest with anyone, take a look at other oaths. Take a look at the Athenian oath, Athens, 200 and some odd years ago. It is amazing. And that was sort of a spark for our country, and we move it forward. And the oath of office, I mean, that's the oldest law in our nation, the first one that Congress passed. I believe it applies for citizens. I think we have to do work. I think we have to, in particular, be informed, and we have to show up. Show up like you've showed up. My hope for this celebration seems maybe, how shall I say? Well, I think there are other words. I think it's a time to honor. I think it's a time to evaluate. It's a time to measure ourselves. And what I'm thinking about regarding Gladstone is a partnership between the public sector and the private sector, something collaborative. I have no doubt we can do this. Do something, not just celebrate, but do something noteworthy, something lasting, seeds that are planted for future generations. Because we have some remarkable qualities in our community that we've already discussed, and they're so evident. So, I made my commitment to this effort. You know that. It was published in the Kansas City Star. Nothing has changed for me except time has passed, and that time frame is getting short. 3 years will go by very fast. If we start now, if we can start now, and I think it's a time for discussion about this. That date is fixed. I think we know what's happening around the country. It's not hard to know. There is still an opportunity for us to do something significant, more than just celebratory, but something meaningful and something that upgirds the goodness that we have in our government in many places throughout our country. So my time, I'm sure, is passed up. I'm surprised I didn't get carded by the candidates that we carded. Thank you for listening, and you may rest assured that I am standing by, eager to find out your thoughts, your plans, and to help in any way I can. This is very important, and it's important to me. It's important to my family, and I don't want to miss that opportunity. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Jim. Is there any other members of our audience that would like to speak this evening? Okay, so we'll move on. Communications from City Council, Councilman Smith.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Spallo, and I echo your sentiments about now Mayor Jean Moore. She's missed a couple of significant events this year, and I know it's probably just killing her. So my guess is if you look at one of those cameras and say hello, she's probably watching, and we hope you get to feeling better. First of all, obviously we'd like to thank some folks for the election. All of you up here, I appreciate your support, not only when you appointed me back in August, but for your support during the campaign. And I'm honored to be part of this group at a bit more of a permanent nature this time. But I also have to thank some folks like Spencer Davis, who is my campaign treasurer, Jenny Kyle, who is my campaign chair, my buddy Rick Moore back there. He and Jeannie both went way above and beyond. See Everett Jones, see Kathy, see Shelley, and Jim, for what you did for the, you deserve more than just the increase in voter turnout that we had. You ran a great candidate forum. So impressed by the way it was organized, and the youth from Oak Park is really just phenomenal. And please keep us going on that. And then, of course, would like to thank, you see, campaigning is not as much fun as it was years and years ago, and it probably has something to do with the fact that I'm getting older. In fact, when I left the council at that time was very wise to appoint Mr. Garnos to replace me. And in fact, it was so long ago that his mustache was about the length of mine at that time. But you know, in this day and age of social media, I was a bit apprehensive. They say you can't come home sometimes, and so we did, and I was a little worried about it. But of course, the person who once again saved me was my wife, Laura, and the things you do for me, I not only don't know why, I guess, I don't know how, but I appreciate you very much. She kept me going this time, and she carried the weight like she does with so many things with our family. So thank you very much. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Garnos.
I've said enough, thank you.
Okay. Councilman Allen.
Bill, from each of us, thank you for your conscientious service to our community during the year that you served as mayor. Congratulations to Tina and Les on your reelection, and glad to hear that you congratulated Laura and Kathy. Thank you both for supporting Les and Tina. It's a partnership. And Everett, it's good to see you, my friend. Gosh, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you know, same sentiments as Les. A huge thank you to everyone for their support during the election process. It is a challenge. It is a lot of work. It is a partnership. thank you to my wife, Kathy. Without you, I would not be able to do this. I'm gone a lot, putting out over 100 signs. You know, it's just like, it's an amazing amount of work. And Les and I, we worked hard together on this effort, along with Kathy and Laura, and we really appreciate it, along with so many other people here in the audience tonight. I'd like to also acknowledge that this past weekend was the 10th anniversary for the Atkins Johnson Farm and Museum. It was a nice little get-together on Saturday afternoon, very well done, good speakers. We had Kirk Davis, Carol Rudy, Mayor Garnos, and Mary Newman, the museum manager. So congratulations, Justin, on that event. It was fun and well attended. Also, to recognize it's National Telecommunicators Week. So please, Chief Ferris, if you could, send our thanks to all the dispatchers for the work that they do on a daily basis. Without them, that's where it all begins, is with our dispatchers. And we could not provide the type of public safety that we do without them. So big thank you to all of those individuals.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, please.
Yes.
Just you mentioned how much work it is. First of all, thank you for allowing me to ride on your coattails. But secondly, Cody McElroy is here, and he was one of the candidates.
And Mike.
Where's Mike?
Mike's right there.
There's Mike. Hi, Mike. Mike Ebenroth, and both of them were candidates. And, you know, we say we do this because we have great big egos, okay? But not everyone does, and it's a lot of work. And to put your name out there in front of folks, you know, congratulations to you, and I hope you'll stay involved and get involved with the community in other ways. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, do you have anything tonight?
Mayor Pro Tem Spallo, very quickly, first a thank you to former Mayor Garnos for the kind words and his Photoshop skills on display again. Appreciate that. Thank you for your service as mayor this last year, seriously. Congratulations to Councilmember Smith on his reelection to the City Council. Congratulations on your reelection to the council, Mayor Pro Tem Spallo, and your election as Mayor Pro Tem. That means you'll be mayor one day, and that's amazing.
Thank you.
So, and finally, Jean Moore, congratulations. She'll be a great mayor moving forward, and we'll swear her in a couple of weeks. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Moving on. Is there any other business for the council this evening? If none, we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.